attack and make a few plays.
Steelers ready to kick it off. All right, man. Pittsburgh trying to make their way to the second round.
Chris Boswell tees it up and boots it away.
Holy. Okay.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Deshaun Watson ready to lead the Texans offense, coming off a great turnaround season in 2018. Remember, 2 years ago, he missed much of his rookie campaign with a knee injury, but he led the Texans to an 11-5 record and an AFC South title last year.
Okay. I hope the Texans destroy Pittsburgh, honestly. I honestly want the Texans to go in the Final Four in the AFC.
Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. 9 yards is the pickup.
Do we want Lamar Miller or Carlos Hyde? We want Lamar Miller. I don't know. It's hard. Lamar Miller.
There, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
He's got some speed, baby.
Watson flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a first-time Pro Bowler from a year ago, Lamar Miller. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a run down, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Just a yard in the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. And let's take a look at the Texans offense.
Have no idea where they're putting in the food in the Martin household, but they've developed 2 terrific offensive linemen. Brother Zach, a perennial all-pro at guard with the Dallas Cowboys, but Nick, no slouch at center for the Houston Texans. He sets the tone for their offensive line. He's the pivot up front.
Watson on target here to Fuller. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 15-yard line.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
10 more there and another first down. They turn to the fullback, Gillespie. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. And a look at the Steelers' defensive unit.
Bud Dupree came out of the University of Kentucky determined to let everyone know that they play football there as well as basketball. A terrific pass rusher off the edge.
Second down and goal. Watson eluding. Got a man open. It's
touchdown,
for the Texans. Touchdown. Will Fuller there to make the grab. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Here we go,
It's
Pittsburgh
a short
Steelers.
kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. First drive coming up here for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have really had to cobble things together at this quarterback position. You think back to the beginning of the year, Ben Roethlisberger there, and then he goes down with the elbow injury. Inner Mason Rudolph, a combination of injury and ineffectiveness, put him on the bench. And then Devlin Hodges coming in. A lot of good with Devlin Hodges, but some mixed results as well. So we'll see what the Steelers have down the stretch here as they try to make that playoff push for the final spot in the AFC. Here's Kohler on first down going nowhere as he's going to be stacked up behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Here's Connor.
Oh, Connor.
He won't go down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Got it. 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
On first down, here's Hodges. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 41 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's Connor. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here.
You just missed Schuster.
On second down, here's Hodges. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Wow. Fumble.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Watson going to give this one to Miller.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Flush to his right. It's complete to Fuller. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining.
Win, no matter what.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Face mask. Defense.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Off the draw, here's Johnson. Showed some tough running, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. Back to the ground. This time it's high. Brushing off defenders. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line. Of scrimmage. So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Fairbairn able to put this one.
Fairbairn.
Through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Pittsburgh's offense trots back out. Charles, this is a team beginning of the year. You think back, they started 1-4, and it's a string of 15 consecutive non-losing seasons. We thought that was going to be snapped. Turns out it won't be snapped. It'll go to 16 consecutive seasons without a losing record. For Mike Tomlin, is this maybe his most impressive coaching job this year?
I don't think there's any doubt about it in my mind, and I know that when you win a Super Bowl, there's nothing more impressive than that. But as you mentioned, starting 1-4, and then go back to this. Ben Roethlisberger, their starting quarterback, their franchise face, no, gets hurt. Mason Rudolph, very inconsistent. Remember, they traded Joshua Dobbs in the preseason, so they turned it over to Devlin Hodges, an undrafted free agent out of Samford. That's in Birmingham, Alabama, folks. Nicknamed Duck because of the duck calling championships in his past. I think that's who they hand the ball to down the stretch and ride with Duck Devlin all the way to the playoffs if possible.
By the way, how about that grizzly beard that Ben Roethlisberger's been sporting?
How about that? Ben's got a little winter growth going right there and supporting his team, and he's hoping that beard shows up in January when Pittsburgh's playing in the playoffs.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Here's Hodges looking to throw. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now it's Hodges. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster in the final seconds of the first half as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits a right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken about the 12.
Left on.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams as they've already made their way back out of the locker room. So to bring you the story of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon Godden.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Third quarter starts with a run from Connor. He won't go down. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham. Hodges here on second down, escaping the pressure right, and he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver, and that'll make it third down. On third down, Hodges. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Oh.
A little too much extracurricular
Unnecessary
there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
60 Pittsburgh.
To throw on second down. Hodges, throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10 is counter. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Hodges now. He'll get that one complete to Connor. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Off the play fake, here's Hodges. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one... Quarterback was hit.
Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this 3rd quarter. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Back now in Pittsburgh. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan 1st down. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Johnson. And another tackle broken. Javon Hargrave there on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
There he is.
Watson's throw pulled in by Hopkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
Carlos Hyde.
1st down, a run with Hyde. Sheds another. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. Back to throw, Watson, flushed out right. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Texans have taken the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now, on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
134.
And it was capped off by a Carlos Hyde touchdown run. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now the Steelers down on the scoreboard. A little over 1.5 minutes remaining. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. There defensively to knock it away was the safety, Justin Reed. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete.
8-1. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play.
12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh 1st.
Schuster.
To throw. And this is caught at the 8. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score. As a
Touchdown, Schuster.
It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad.
Oh.
Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
Schuster.
You throw, what, a touchdown strike?
They went for 2 and they got it.
There you go. That's my man in concert.
All right, Deshaun, you got 26
Boswell
seconds.
now to
Make it
kick
work.
it away after the touchdown. This will be taken very short. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
No, we just need a field goal.
Now the attention turns to the Texans, trailing by 1 after the 2-point conversion. 23 seconds to go. He's back to throw. And this one grabbed by Darren Fells. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. On 1st down, Hyde. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Now it's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. Throw right side into the hands of Akins. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
Here we go. 58-yarder.
Right now, you know that the heart is pumping for Kaimi Fairbairn. This from long, very long range. And I tell you what, he got it from 58.
Best game.
That had lots of leg behind it.
Wow.
Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
Even with the Smith-Schuster double point, they still lost. Darn. Gosh darn. Pitt, what was the score? 20-18.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh.
That's right, good night.